So this summer, as many of you know, I'm hiking 1,000 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail as I hike Oregon and Washington. And I'm just weeks away from my trip, and I know you have millions of questions about how the heck you spend 3 months on the trail and hike 1,000 miles. And I've got a lot of videos coming up about gear and things like that as I prepare for my hikes, which is just several weeks away. I'm really excited about getting started. I can't wait. But today I'm going to answer 3 questions that I get asked the most. Number 1, what am I going to do with my RV while I'm on the trail? Number 2, what do I do about water? And I'm going to go over my water system with you in today's video. And number 3, since I'm taking camera equipment and stuff like that, how the heck do I charge my battery? So I'm going to cover those 3 things in today's video, and stay tuned till the end. I'm going to show you my latest gear upgrade. For those of you who've watched my training videos about hiking and my shakedown overnight, you might have a guess what that is, but I have a brand new exciting, well, I've got a couple brand new pieces of gear, but I'm going to start with one today. And that's another thing. Subscribe below if you're interested in my hike, because I've got so many videos coming up about my gear, about my food, about how I'm planning my resupplies, and all of the things that go into spending 3 months on the Pacific Crest Trail. I'm going to be going over some of those things as I train for my hike and as I prepare, but I'm also going to be covering a lot of those things just in use, in action from the trail. So stay tuned. I've got a lot more to come, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to come along on the adventure.
Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to mind your own.
Hey friendlies, I'm Carolyn, and welcome back to my RV life. You ready to get answers to 3 of the questions that I talked about in the first part of the video? So number 1, you are all asking, what am I going to do with my RV while I am hiking 3 months on the trail? Well, that was pretty easy. Luckily I have friends who have property who are going to let me park it on their property for the 3 months that I'm gone. If I didn't have that, I would have just put it in storage and paid, I don't know, whatever storage is, $25, $50 a month to store the RV in a storage facility. There she is behind me. Look at the great view. So my rig Phoenix is gonna be sitting at a friend's house. Luckily, this friend of mine also knows a really good mobile RV repair. So I'm gonna leave a laundry list of stuff to get done on my RV while I'm on the trail. And what better time to get work done on the RV when it's sitting than when it's sitting there, right? So it needs to, the roof needs to be sealed, and the water pump has been leaking for a while. The screen door doesn't work. So I'm gonna leave a list of things to get done. So I'm also going to be doing a video before I hit the trail on how to get the RV ready to sit for 3 months, because it really is just going to be sitting in somebody's yard in the forest. And so there's probably going to be some maintenance, some things that I need to do. So yeah, that's a pretty simple one. I'm just going to park it at a friend's house, and if I didn't have that option, would have put it in storage. And so that's pretty easy. So that's number 1. The second question you've all been asking me about is, how do I get water on the trail? Well, pretty easy. From streams and lakes and rivers and springs and all kinds of natural places. But of course, yes, I do have to filter my water. Now, there are a million different ways you can filter your water. Every hiker has their own preference as to how they want to filter their water so that it is free of bacteria and giardia and all the things that you supposedly can get from water. You know me, you've seen me, if you followed me a while, you've seen me go on hikes and just drink water directly out of a raging river or stream. And yeah, I'm drinking it without treating it. I'm way up in the mountains, it's running. It's really good. I believe that, actually, it's not just my belief, but it's a known fact that studies have been done, and most cases of giardia are due to camp hygiene and not from the water that we drink. So, but with that said, I do carry a water filtration device with me on the trail. And my device of choice is a bladder with a gravity-fed filtration system. So this is a 2-liter bladder. You fill this up with water and it filters as I drink it. And sure, this weighs a little bit more, 6.4 ounces total without the water in it, of course. So this weighs more than like a Life straw or a Sawyer mini squeeze or the pens. They have the ultralight pens that you can put in your water, and a laser or something that supposedly makes the water drinkable. I do also carry iodine tablets with me just in case something happens, and sometimes I just put an iodine tablet in because I will take another container so that I'll be able to carry as many as 3 liters of water if I need to, if there's ever a stretch of trail where there isn't any water and I need to load up with 3 liters of water. That's usually the most I ever have to carry. I can put 2 in here and I'll carry another bottle with another liter. And while I can take the sippy thing off of this and just gravity filter the water into another one, oftentimes I'll just go ahead and throw iodine in there with a tablet, flavored tablet, because I get sick of just drinking water on the trail anyway, so a little flavor is nice, like a Noon electrolyte tablet, NUUN. I do like those, especially the fizzy ones, to give me a little fizz on the trail. But like I said, this is 6.4 ounces. Another thing I really like about this is backpacks. Trying to get that pocket back there with your water bottle, it's like you have to be a contortionist sometimes to get that bottle out of there. And this I can just put in my hydration, my bladder sleeve, in my backpack. The tube runs through onto my backpack and I can drink as I walk. So I do think I end up staying hydrated better than I would if I had to keep grabbing a water bottle. And sometimes also, you bend over and the water bottle falls out, and, I'm just not a fan. And also, honestly, with the Sawyer mini squeeze, my age is going to be showing here, you actually have to squeeze that. That's a lot of squeezing for 3 liters of water. And, I've got a little arthritis and maybe even a little carpal tunnel or something, but all that squeezing, that's going to be harder for somebody my age than it might be for somebody in their 20s. And it's just not something I want to deal with. So, this is brand new. I just bought this because my other one did spring a few leaks in it, but that thing has hundreds of miles, literally hundreds of miles on it, maybe thousands, many backpacking trips, and it's probably 7 or 8 years old. I did spring a leak in the other one, the blue one, on the John Muir Trail, but I carry super glue with me, and so I was able to just super glue the leak, and that was 5 years ago, and it just sprung new leaks, and I decided to go ahead and get a new one. It didn't break. This is just how it closes so that it seals watertight. So this is how I get water. I'm going to go over all of my gear in more detail when I use it on the trail. I think it'll be a lot more fun to see it in action on the trail. But just to kind of cure your curiosity now, I thought I would go over some of these things. So 6.4 ounces, I think that's really, really good. I remember my first filter probably weighed 11 ounces, so they've come really far in helping. The other thing is these things can't freeze, so if I ever do get nights that are below freezing, I'm actually going to have to sleep with my filter, which is fine, just something I'm going to have to remember. But this is how I'm going to get water on the trail. I'm going to filter it and also use a little iodine. It's the system I used on the John Muir Trail. I'm very happy with it. Like I said, some people swear by Life straws, some people swear by the Sawyer minis, especially the ultralight backpackers. They wouldn't be caught dead with a bladder because of the extra weight, but this is just my preference and how I choose to hike. Okay, now let's go on to number 3. Question number 3. You're all really curious how I'm going to keep my electronics charged while I'm spending 3 months on the trail. And it's pretty simple. I'm going to carry an external battery bank. Again, I did a lot of research and a lot of backpacking forums, and everybody recommended the Anker, A-N-K-E-R, both because of the number of charges that you get out of it, for speed of charging, and for weight. So weight is extremely important. A lot of you have written to me and I've recommended all kinds of things to make my backpacking trip more comfortable, but weight really, really matters. I mean, it adds up. You might think, oh, it's only 3 extra ounces or 7 extra ounces, you can carry it. Yeah, well, 7 ounces, 3 ounces really adds up. So when the other backpackers recommended the Anker because you get the most bang for your buck and the most bang for your ounce, I went ahead with this, and gosh, I can't remember how much it weighs. 7 ounces maybe? 4 ounces? I can't remember now. I got the 10,000 something version. I don't know. Again, I'm going to go into much more detail about all of my gear in future videos. This is basically just to help your curiosity. Is a USB charger. I'm going to charge it in an outlet whenever I'm in town. So most resupply places are very hiker friendly. They'll let you use their outlets so that you can charge your electronics. And there will be times I'm going to be staying in towns and staying overnight at hotels and maybe even staying with friends along the way. And I will be able to plug this in. I can get, according to the reviews, I can get about 2.3 Samsung Galaxy S10 charges out of this. I'm hoping, of course, to not need to charge my Samsung a whole lot. But I'm hoping to maybe get a GoPro charge out of this and a Samsung and maybe be able to go 10 or 20 days on this. We'll see. Like I said, I'll go into more detail on the trail and see how much I'm really able to get out of this. Oh, the GoPro. Let me talk about that. I am filming this whole video on my brand new GoPro Hero 7 Black. I bought that just for this trip, and so I'm filming this entire video on my new GoPro Hero 7, right? Yeah, Hero 7 Black, and we'll see how it does. So I also bought an extra battery for that, so when I'm in town, I will be able to have 2 full batteries for the GoPro, charge this up, charge my phone up, and it would be great if I could go 20 days on all of that. That way, only needing to recharge this and get everything fully recharged maybe every 20 days if I stay in a hotel or stay in town or whatever. I don't know. A lot of this I'm really going to kind of figure out along the way. Of course, I'm not a huge planner. I don't necessarily like to plan a whole lot. I like to just kind of wing it. But I plan a little bit, and I'm really not going to be filming a lot. My goal is 2 videos a week, but not, just to shoot like a day in my life. So, hey, let's just look what dinner looks like today. But of course, I say that now, and as I get on the trail, and the views are going to be beautiful. And I like making videos, and it'll probably keep me busy on a lot of the long days when I'm going to be hiking 10 hours a day. I might be filming more than I expected to, but I have 3 months to figure it out, right? I'm going to be on the trail for 3 months, and I really think that this is going to work out really well for me, along with the extra battery. I will also be shooting on my Samsung. I think in my last video I said that I was going to be taking my Canon G7X point and shoot, and I've decided not to. It's big and bulky. It's an expensive camera, and I decided that I really don't need it. I haven't told you. I told patrons. I do a lot of live updates for patrons, so I forget what I share publicly. My patrons, some of my patrons actually got to see a real-time hike the other day, my very first video on my new Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and I bought that because it gets rave reviews about videos and photo, and I've been out playing with it, and I think it's going to do just fine for the trail. And actually, the patrons really enjoyed the video that they got to see. It was a really nice hike with some beautiful rivers and stuff like that. And so between the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the GoPro, I think we're going to get some really great videos, and without the big bulky camera. So that's how I'm going to charge all of my electronics. Something's biting me. A small external power bank, and a small external power bank that I can recharge in town and use on the trail to recharge my electronics. All right, so those are the 3 things that you've been asking me about the most. What I'm going to do with my rig, how I'm going to deal with drinking water, and how I'm going to charge my electronics. And now I'm going to show you my really cool gear upgrade. I am so excited. I actually can't wait to get out and try it, and I haven't been able to do that yet. All right, so if you watched my last video about my overnight backpacking trip and my gear fail, and I'll put a link up here. And for those of you who may be on our cell phone, and when I point up here, you're not seeing anything, all you have to do is click on the video, and there should be a whole bunch of stuff that appears across the top. One is an eye and a circle. Click that eye and a circle, and you'll see the list of videos that I am tagging as I'm talking in the video. So hopefully everybody will be able to see now what I'm talking about. But in that video, my sleeping bag was horrible, even though it was rated at, 14-degree survival and 24-degree comfort. I froze my butt off, just like I froze my butt off many nights on the John Muir Trail. And I have been debating for a while, ever since I decided to do the Pacific Crest Trail. Do I want to buy another sleeping bag? I really am trying to be more minimalist in my life and not just buy stuff all the time. And I really didn't want it. I felt like this is a perfectly good sleeping bag. And, I've used it a bunch, but I felt like, I don't want to buy a new sleeping bag. So I did some research and I was like, okay, I'll just buy a sleeping bag liner. It's only like 7 or 8 ounces. It'll add 10 or 15 degrees to the bag. And I was like, okay, well, that is what I'll do. And as I was, as I'm training and getting ready for my hike and thinking about my weight, on my back and everything, I started shopping around and I decided to buy a new bag. You know what? I'm going to be on the trail for 3 months, and I know how much being on the trail just really wears your body down. And if you're not sleeping well, it just makes everything else that much harder. And being cold at night, and I remember being really cold and shivering some nights, and I also bought a new sleeping pad for this trip. And again, subscribe below if you want to know all about my gear, because I will be covering it. Actually, I'm going to be doing a video that's going to go through every single piece of gear that I'm going to be taking with me as I get closer to my hike. So subscribe below. But anyway, I had been debating for a long time whether I wanted to go ahead and buy a new pack, and I did. I bought a Z-Packs. What is this? A 5-degree, and I went ahead and went with a 5-degree bag, and so that I will be plenty warm. And I did sleep with it the first night I got it, and it was super warm and super comfortable. And it's only like 1 pound 4 ounces. Yeah, like 1 pound 4 ounces, as opposed to with the liner on my old bag, I was pushing 3 pounds. So I was able to drop almost 1.5 pounds by getting a new bag, and I'm also going to be adding a lot of warmth. It gets really good reviews, and so my Z-Packs, look at this. Look at how lofty, and oh, I can't wait. I have been super busy traveling and visiting and seeing people and the weather's just been rainy and miserable, and I just have not been able to get out for another overnight. I'm anxious. The weather is getting better, and I will be getting out for another overnight very soon. Oh, and I guess I'll shoot some video too and take you with me and try out. I have actually a lot of new gear, and I'm going to try all that out. So the Z-Packs, I know a lot of you are going to be interested, is the classic 5F sleeping bag, and you can go to zpacks.com if you want to check it out. Again, it's the classic 5SF sleeping bag, and again, I think it's like 1 pound 4 ounces. So and I got the green, and it doesn't unzip all the way. The feet are gonna stay zipped up, so you can almost use it like a quilt too. Quilts, if you don't know, are pretty popular. A lot of people like quilts rather than mummy bags, and on warm nights I do look forward to that. I can open it up just like a blanket on warmer nights when I'm not going to need to be totally enclosed in it. So yay, I got a new sleeping bag, so I hopefully will be warm enough on the trail. I'm not gonna freeze. And if you enjoyed this video, I know a lot of you are gear junkies just like I am, and you were like, yes, please give me videos about gear. It's so much fun, right? I mean, this is, unfortunately, we live in a capitalist society. It's the way we're raised, and we do love stuff, and I love stuff, and I do my best, but comfort for 3 months on the trail is going to be key to not being miserable. All right, I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah. I'll see you soon.